Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the book review. Alright, hi everybody. I am so excited to be making this next anticipated release video. I love doing these. I kept waiting until it was the right time to make the next one because I try not to make them too far ahead of time. I like to do these seasonally, and so this one, though I'm filming it in February, is going to be for spring releases. So it'll be March, April, and May of 2025. What are the anticipated releases we can look forward to? Now, I preface this by a few things. Number one, the reason why I make these and why they're just a little bit different than, like, let's say my monthly TBRs where I usually talk about all the upcoming releases that I'm planning to read. I will have both books that I have arcs on my list for. One of them I actually already have, a beautiful physical arc I can't wait to show off to you guys. But it's also for ones that I probably won't get an arc for, but I still hope to read, or I want to tell you guys about it. And it's also because, as a lover of indie authors, I know that one thing that helps them out so much is the pre-sales coming in for their books. Now, if you pre-order from Amazon for them, you don't even get charged until the book is coming out, but those pre-sales let the author know how much they can account for. It also helps them with ranking once their book comes out. So there's a lot of things that it helps for you to pre-order from them. It's also nice to tell you, because specifically some of these books that will be getting traditionally published releases, there are often sales that say Barnes & Noble will have to, kind of compete with Amazon a little bit. So if you don't want to buy directly from Amazon, you can do from Barnes & Noble. Like, an example of this, sometimes Bloom Books has coupons that are specific for theirs. Bloom has re-released or is releasing a lot of authors who used to be indie and are now either hybrid or they're traditionally published authors. But they're also, like, in the beginning of February, there was just straight up a sale on all pre-orders that Barnes & Noble did. And I actually pre-ordered, I think, like 8 books with that, because I was able to not only use that 25% off coupon, but I'm also a Barnes & Noble member. So I got another 10% off. Plus I had 2 coupons saved up that were $10 off my order. So for, I believe it was like $160 worth of books, I prepaid $108 for those, which is great. Like, some of them are basically like $10 a piece now coming. So anyway, these are a few reasons why I like to get these on your radar, because some of them you might not even know when they're coming yet or whatever. And then my final kind of disclaimer for this is that, again, being a lover of indie authors, there are often books that get moved around. In fact, there's a few books in this one that were on my anticipated releases for the winter that they have moved into spring, because that happens. Authors get sick or things happen or books get moved around. So just do be patient with indie authors when that happens, and especially if they're an indie author, they're doing most of this on their own and they can't help what happens in life when stuff gets moved around like that, right? So without further ado with that, let's go ahead and get into it. As I said, these will be March, April, and May upcoming releases. So let's go ahead and dive in. In March, at the beginning of the month, we will have, of course, Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This will be the 3rd book in her, sorry, my brain just went all like blah, blah, blah. This will be the 3rd book in her Rose Hill series. And I actually just got my ALC of this one today. I cannot wait. Both books 1 and 2 are 6-star reads for me, and I'm an absolute simp for Elsie Silver. I don't even care. This one is going to be a marriage of convenience. It is going to be I believe it's get married for kids type of situation. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. And I just got my ALC, so I cannot wait to dive into it. There will also be From Nowhere by Gillian. This is a part of the series of hers that had Out of Thin Air, or was it From Air? I don't know, but it was about, the first one was about, or Wildfire is a series. They were about, the first one was about a smoke jumper, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was very angsty. And yeah, this one is coming very soon in the beginning of March. And I can't remember what the tropes were for that one. Like I said, I don't write down too many notes about these ones since I'm just getting them on your radar. Shadow's Heart by Kingsley. This is one that did move from, I think it was supposed to come out the end of the year, and it got moved to this. I'm pretty used to books by Kingsley getting moved around. I think from what Naomi has said in the Facebook group, this is the date we're sticking with. There probably won't get to be any arcs though, because it's been pushed, but that's okay. I'm really looking forward to this. Getting more books in the Immortals After Dark series is amazing, and I'm fine with Kingsley taking her time. She's written some of my favorite books of all time, so if it takes her a little bit, that's okay with. Okay, then we had another one move to March, which is Death Valley by Karina Halley. That rhymes. And I'm actually okay with this being moved because I had forgot that this one was coming out. And this is supposed to be a, like, she said it's kind of like a Walking Dead type situation in this one. So whatever that's supposed to mean. But yeah, I guess it's like Walking Dead. I can't remember if it's supposed to be fantasy or if it's just dystopian, but really intrigued by that. I love things when they say they're like off of The Walking Dead. Obviously, it makes me very excited. We will have Merit by Devney Perry. You know, I have not seen any arcs options for this one, so maybe they only are going out to her personal arc team or not, but I did have an arc for book 2 in this series, and I really enjoyed it. Books 2 and 3, I think I had arcs of. But yeah, this is Merit, and this one will be book 4 in the college series she has coming out. I can't remember what the tropes are for this one, but I think it's another Forbidden Age Gap one, if I'm correct. If I'm not, again, just forgive me, but I'm looking forward to this one either way. I've really enjoyed this series from Devney Perry. She also has a fantasy coming this year, which that is really exciting. All right, on the 14th, we will have If You Give a CEO a Chance by Anne Einerson. This will be the final book in her small series that she has going that was a small town, like billionaire romance series or whatever. So that one will be good. I've loved those all. There will be, sorry, I slid my thing and then I lost my place. There will be For Wrath and Redemption by Britt Benson. This is a part of the like hometown Heartless, and I will have an ALC of this one. I listened to book 2 via ALC, so I'll be continuing with it. Now, Rockstar Romance is not normally my thing, but I listened to this first one, or the second book in the series from Britt Benson because it was a must-love audio read, and I did really enjoy that one. That one was a second chance romance, and the setup for the hero in From Wrath and Redemption really has me intrigued. Then we have Beautiful Exile, which is the next book coming from Catherine Cowles. I have really enjoyed this series, so I'm going to keep on keeping on with it. This will be book 4, I think, and I'm signed up for the audiobook of that one. We'll see if I get it. I should be getting that one because I've had ALCs of all the book in the series. But again, you never know how that's going to work. This is, sorry, Sparrow Falls is what it is. All right, then there will be Hidden Roots from Cleo Evans. This will be the 3rd book and I believe wrap up the trilogy that's in this one small town. These have all been like erotic romance, but also with some small town suspense. So, this one, yeah, it says a high heat, small town romance with suspense. Really put that all in the title. I love that. So this is Citrus Grove, book 3. There will be Kiss the Villain from Rena Kent. This one is a spin-off of the Legacy of the Gods. This is another MM romance from her. And I believe this one is the... sorry, let me just look up their names just to double check because I know the one name, but I can't remember the other name. Yeah, this is a professor-student MM romance, and this one is law student and the professor, Caden, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but Caden and one of the students there, so it'll be good. Then we'll have The Girlfriend Zone by Lauren Blakely. This will be book 4, I believe, in her hockey series she's had. These have been just so darling. I truly have loved all of them. They've made me so happy. This is Love and Hockey is the series. There will be A Desert of Bleeding Sand by Lucia Damasia. So this was one that Stacy Reed and her, I think it's her and her husband, or her and another person, who they have started a small like publishing company, Darken Press. And this book will be coming, and it is a, I believe it's a Black author. Yes, it's a Black author, and it is a dark fantasy romance, and it says it's in a glittering Sahara desert palace. Many have come to die. So, super intrigued by that one. Love this cover. This says it's a rivals to lovers romantasy. So, definitely a diverse one as well, which is really cool. The Mountain Boss by S.J. Tilley. I believe the title tells us what this is. So this is a new series coming from S.J. Tilley. I assume we'll have a very obsessive hero, and it will be like an office romance. He's also a lumberjack, so bring it on. None of that sounds bad to me. I signed up for an ALC of that one, I believe, as well. For sure, I signed up for an ARC of it. Dark Horse by Maggie Rodden. This will be the next one in her, I think Dark Horse is in the, okay, yeah, this one is in the Quiet Horseman different series, which is also the like Dark Cowboy series, which, I mean, I knew that because it's Dark Horse, but this one is Grant Stockton, and he is one of the brothers. So this one's going to be a dark cowboy romance. So bring it on, y'all. Bring it on. Then there is going to be In Flight by Noelle Adams. Of course, you know, I am an assistant for Noelle Adams now, and I'm supposed to be getting my early copy of this so that I can help with the social media for it. But from what I know, this one will be a shorter one. It'll be a novella, which is classic Noelle Adams. That's what she does a lot of. And it will be they're like friends with benefits. So they take the same flight a lot of times for work, and they hook up whenever they do, is what it sounds like. Then to round off March thus far, there will be Undeniably Enemies, which will be, as far as I know, the 5th book in this series by Jay Shaman. So another one that is set around like a doctor situation. This one says, obviously, it's enemies to lovers. And I think that's the first one in the series that will be enemies to lovers, because all the other ones have been different ones. So looking forward to that. Okay, getting into April, we have Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell. I don't know much about this one at all. This is one I signed up for with Nerd Fam, I believe. So here's a picture of that one. It'll be on my mind for sure. One I want to check out. There is Hunger in His Blood by Zoey Draven. This will be the 3rd book in the Brides of Color. There haven't been ARC signups yet, but I will be signing up for it as soon as I can. I love books by Zoey Draven, so I'm sure that one will be good too. The Duke and the Lady Scandal by Christy Carlisle. So I just signed up for an ARC of this one because I realized I didn't have enough historical romance ARCs that I've been signing up for. I very heavily have been doing fantasy and contemporary, but because historical romance is, you know, something I want to read more of this year, I was like, well, I need to be asking for some ARCs. So that is one of them that I signed up for. Then there will be Brutal Legacy by Mila Kane. This one, very intrigued for. This one will finally be continuing one of her series that she started a while ago. This will be another Mafia one, and I'm on an ARC team for her, so I will read an early copy of that one. Then, here's my beautiful copy I get to show you, and I will not wait till April to read this one. I will probably be reading this one in March and read it for the readathon I'm a part of. So this one is, oh, it's so pretty. Sorry. This one is Firebird by Juliet Cross. So Juliet sent me an early copy of this, which was fantastic of her to do. This is a romantasy with dragons that is set in the Roman Empire. and I just cannot wait to read it. I have been holding off because I didn't want to read it too soon, but that will not be much longer that I do that. And I have actually pre-ordered at least 2 copies of that one because there are going to be so many amazing designs going to be done by it. Like, it's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited for her of just how much this book is going to be all over the place. Wildest Dreams by L.J. Shen will be coming, and I think this Wildest Dreams, if I'm correct, this one is the next one in, is that one the next one in the Truly Madly Deeply? Well, whatever. Wildest Dreams will be coming from L.J. Shen. Whispers and Wildfire by Claire Kingsley. This will be the next book in the Haven Brothers series. She has not told us who this pairing will be yet, but we are working our way through the Haven Brothers, so there's not too many left to choose from. Then we will get Deacon by Rhea Morris Edwards. I am signed up for an arc of this one, and this will be the next one in the Sovereign Mountain series. Now, I have really enjoyed both Sovereign and the next one in that series, which just popped out of my head, but I enjoyed both of those. I'm a bit nervous for Deacon just because it's become clear to me that all of these are going to be 100% BDSM focused, 100% him forcing her to be his. And I'm just a person that, like, I want an author to change it up a little bit. Like, just because you started your series with BDSM doesn't mean that every single person you introduce is going to be kinky. It gets a bit annoying to me. But I love this dark cowboy romance world. And I think because I have more time between the books now, it might not annoy me as much. I read books 1 and 2 pretty close together, and so I was like, these are the same book. But it's been a while now and some distance, so I'll still give it a go. All right, then we have Tragic Empire from K.L. Mann, and I am so excited about this one, okay? So a while back, I had read a book by this author, and it was her, like, I can't remember if it was fully her debut or if it was just the debut to this series. I think it was her debut book, and I liked it. It was a very over-the-top, wild and crazy mafia romance where it was also kind of like a Cinderella story where this heroine had been raised by her mother who was very abusive to her, and when she actually ends up stabbing her mother's boyfriend, things happen where she finds out that she's actually the daughter of a mob boss who has 10 sons. He has 10 or 11 sons who are all older than her, and she was the child from a hookup that he'd had after his wife had died. And when he finds out about his daughter, him and all of his sons immediately welcome her into their lives. And then the second half of this story, well, like 2/3 of the story, are her actually going to a mafia school that all the children of this mafia boss go to. And I think 3 of her older brothers are still in school, and so they go with her to this mafia college, and she falls in love with a Bratva guy. So anyway, all this stuff happens, and it was seriously like a fairy tale mafia thing. So it was a bit wacky. It's not like I rated it 5 stars, but I thought it was so unique and fun. And she had said at the end of that book that she didn't know if she'd write any more of them, but it was very clear that this was possibly set up that she could do the stories of those brothers, at least a few of them. Because I think only one of them was married, and that one even had the potential to either be that, a second chance for them, or else him with another there was possibilities. But then things were real quiet, and then her book all of a sudden got a bunch of extra attention, and it inspired her to write the next one. So I'm very happy that she is pushing forward with Tragic Empire, and I plan to support that one and give it a go. And if I'm in the right mood, it'll probably hit just right. But I do recommend that you try the first book in that series now if you have the time, and support this small author who honestly wrote, there are a lot of things about it that are similar to other mafia stories, but it was also just really fun. And it was strangely, once you get past the trauma of the beginning, it was a very cozy feeling mafia romance. I know that's always such a weird thing, but if you've read a lot of mafia romance, you know what I mean. There's a few authors who do that. Nival Taj has lots of trauma, but then very sweet romances. So does Michelle Hurd. So there's a lot of authors who are able to do that balance, and I think K.L. Mann is one of them. Then there is Montana Memory by Josie Jade. Now, I still need to read the previous Montana book. I had been waiting for the audio to come out, But I do think that the author might not be doing audio anymore just because there was 8 books in the series originally. And, you know, if you haven't made your money back on the first 8, she probably can't afford to make more. But this series is The Resting Warrior Ranch, and there's originally 8 books in this series. And now, while I was pulling up books for, you know, what's coming up, book 9 had come out, I think, in December, and I did buy a copy of it when it came out. Like I said, I was waiting for the audiobook, but it hadn't come yet. And then this is book 10, and it is coming in April. And then there is a book 11 that's also listed as well. So definitely this author isn't done with this series. It's going to keep going, and I may try to jump in. I don't know when I have the time to jump back in, but I really loved Resting Warrior Ranch, the first like 8 books in it. So I do want to continue at some point. It's just without the audiobooks, I don't know when I would be able to, but just want to let you guys know because I know some of you like that series too. Okay, then there's Tell Me It's Wrong by Katie Wismer. And this is the next book in her, I think it's called Sweet Spire is what she's calling the series. I don't know, this one I know I have on here all the way at the bottom here. I was right, Sweet Spire. So this one is going to be a reverse age gap with a single mom. And I won't get into the whole explanation because I'm talking more about these books anticipated than I meant to. Usually this is supposed to be a bit of a quicker video, but we know me. But Katie Wismer, she's a booktuber, author tuber, and I read Tell Me It's Right, which was her going back to her contemporary books. She's written some fantasy ones, and I never got around to reading those. But when Tell Me It's Right came out, which was a brother's best friend, I really gobbled that one up. And then this one is Tell Me It's Wrong, and it's a single mom, reverse age gap, and it looks really good. So I signed up for an arc of that one, and I want to read it. Two Birds, One Stone by Stevie Sparks. This will be an MMF romance, and I actually have a beta copy of this that I need to read, so I want to put it on here to remind myself that we will be getting to it for sure. And speaking of beta copies, another one I forgot to mention in March, sorry, I'll put it in here. I don't have it on this list because I've already read it, and this is the ones I haven't read yet. And it is Drop 3 by Indy Valentine is coming the end of March. So I apologize that I forgot that in the March books, but this will be the next book coming from Cheyenne, That Tall Book Girl. Indy Valentine is her author name, and I just read a beta copy of this one. I talked about it in my last weekly wrap up that I did. And that one's coming the end of March. The pre-order will be available just like for all the rest of these down below. But yeah, Two Birds, One Stone will be an MMF coming from Stevie Sparks, and I have a beta copy of that. And the heroes, I believe, are Scottish, I think. So yeah, I just barely started it, but I'm excited for it. Okay, then on the 22nd, we have Sparrow and Vine by Sophie Lark. I'll be getting the arc of this one soon. This will be her new series that she is putting out just for Bloom. Just as a reminder of everyone, she will be finishing the Love Contract series. She will be. Bloom just wanted a series put out that they get to do kind of the whole thing with her. And since she hadn't started really the next books in the Love Contract yet, she actually is working on this series first. And these books will be coming out, I believe, April, June, and like August, or April, June, September, something like that. And then in 2026, she will be finishing up the Love Contract series. That will be happening. You can actually see the pre-orders for those also exist. So like they are coming. There was just, you know, the few things that I know behind the scenes. I can't tell you everything, but like that's just contract things that happen and stuff that gets in the way of it. But Sparrow and Vine will be a marriage of convenience. These two kind of, I guess, like rival families in like the wine business, I think is how it is. I don't completely know, but I'm really excited for it. And you can sign up for the arc of this one yourself too if you want. It is available for request on NetGalley right now. Then Mr. C by Piper Rain will be coming. We don't have the full title for this one yet. I'm sure we'll get it soon because Mr. Swoony is coming out the end of this month of February. And I already have my ALC of that one too. Can't wait. I love that series. Full cast audio for it. Fantastic. The Prodigal Son by Sarah Kate. This will round out the Good Brother series, and this will finally be Isaiah's story. This will be an MM romance. And I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait for it. This has been set up so well. Then there will be Rewind It Back by Liz Tom 40. This is the 5th book. Yes, this will be the 5th book in her series, and I am sad because I have not seen a man cover for this one. I think it's only getting the alternate cover, the Skyline cover, and I'm kind of sad. Though the alternate covers of the series have all been really beautiful, I do have the man covers for all of the other books, and it doesn't look like there's going to be an option with this one, which is sad, but looking forward to this. I believe this is finally Rio's book, so I could be wrong, but I think I'm right about that. Let me see. Oop. Windy City series is what this is called. I think it's right here. Oh my gosh, yes, Rio and Haley is who this one is. Okay, cool. All right, then there is Enigma by Runix, and I don't know what this one is about at all, but it has been on my list for a long time, so looking forward to that one. Taming the Heart by Elliot Rose. This will be book 3 in her Dark Cowboy series. Just forgot the name of the series, but really looking forward to it. And then to round off April, we have Reckoning by Gillian Eliza West. And this is the second half of the duet that started with Ruin. This will be the second half of that, and I can't wait. I really liked Ruin. If you haven't read Ruin yet, you definitely should. It's kind of like a Hades and Persephone retelling, and this is an author who's written a lot of fanfic, and now she has kicked off as a published author, and this was amazing. All right, now we're into May, and let's go. There are some great ones coming in May. Exposed Ink by Nikki Ash. This will be the beginning of her new series that she is starting. I believe this one is Single Mom and a Tattoo Artist. Could be wrong, but I believe that's what we're getting with Exposed Ink. I really enjoyed the last series that came from Nikki Ash, so I'm going to keep on reading. I signed up for an arc of this one, and I'm going to keep on going as long as I get them. May 8th will be When We Break by Kristen Proby. This is the next book in the Blackwells of Montana. When We Burn has just released, and I gave that 5 stars. So beautiful. The setup for this one is going to be great as well. I just love her small town romance. They make me so happy. Wicked Savage by Lillian Harris. This will be the next book in her Mafia series she has going, the Irish Mafia, I believe. The 10th of May will be Wicked Love by Willow Astor, and that will be book 4 in the Single Dad's Playbook. On May 11th, I'm not being critical, I'm just saying, after much delay, I think it's almost been a 2-year delay, in fact, we will be getting The Weaver by Tiffany Roberts, and this will begin the Vrix series, which way back when, if you'll remember, we were promised 3 books in this series, and these ones will each be standalone romances. And of course, it spins off from the Spider's Mate trilogy, which was Ivy and Caton's story, and in that story, Caton has 3 spider brother men who are falling in love with the human women in who've also been rescued. And this first one will be, of course, now I can't remember the couple's name. Hold on, let me get them. The cover is freaking gorgeous, and they just hadn't been feeling inspired at the time when they were supposed to get this one put out, so it did get delayed for a while, which is totally understandable, and I'm just happy that it finally got a release date. Let me find it. There we go. So yeah, this will be the first book in the Vrix series, and this one will be Rakosh and Amaya, and I mean, I can't wait. Like, whatever they're gonna do, I love this. Yeah. So it does say, though, that for the best experience, you're going to want to read that trilogy first. So you have time. We have 3 months until this one is coming, or 2.5 months. So now's the time to go binge the Spider's Mate trilogy. If you've been afraid, you've been nervous about it, take this as your kick in the pants and go give it a go, okay? It'll be great. There will be Catherine by Minerva Spencer. This will be the next book in her oh, I forgot their names, but the Bellamy series. So I still need to read the Christmas book, which isn't just a Christmas novella. It's a full-length book. It catches us up on what's been going on. And there's also like a time jump because Catherine and Dottie, who are the two siblings left who haven't gotten married, they were still quite young after we read the first 4 sisters in that series. So now there's going to be a little bit of a time jump, and then it will be Catherine's romance. So I need to catch up, but I love Minerva Spencer. If you love historical romance, there is a Minerva Spencer book for you, okay? I'm telling you. Okay, then Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. This will be the 3rd book in this series she has coming out. And I do have an arc of this one. Cannot wait to read it. I really deeply loved the first book in this series, and the second book I also loved it. I just felt it was much more women's fiction, and so going into this last book, I'm going to keep that in mind, that I'm looking at it more as women's fiction, and that way I'm hoping not to be kind of let down the way I was with book 2, because book 2 was still very powerful, very good. It just very much focused on the heroine's journey, and that really is a women's fiction. It had a great romance, but the hero didn't really have a journey to go on. He was who he was, and he was that way the whole book, which was wonderful. Like, he was a rock star. But in a romance, I really expect both characters to have a journey. So either way, it's a new Kennedy Ryan story, and I am there. I cannot wait to read it. Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. This will be the 3rd book in her love series she has. I've loved both books in this series so much. Other Lauren Asher books have not worked for me quite the same, but this one has, and I can't wait to see what she does in the 3rd book in the series. Born for Lace by Nikki Harris. This one was pushed, I believe, from like either March to May or April to May, but this is going to be the next standalone within her Born for, oh shoot, I forgot the first one, but it's this dystopian like / kind of monster romance going on. And the first one was a full romance within itself, so this one, you do need to read these in order, but it will be a new couple in that one. Left of Forever by Sarah DeWitt. I do have an ARC of this one. This will be I'm assuming, like angsty romance from her. I love Sarah DeWitt, so I'm going to read it no matter what it is. And I do have the arc of it now. Salt by Cleo Evans. I'll tell you, I don't know much about this one. I was just asked that if I had enjoyed her Citrus Cove series, would I want to try this one? And I was like, hey, what the heck? Let me keep going with this author. I've enjoyed the last 2 books I read. The 22nd will be A Good Book by Jewel E. Ann, and this will be the 3rd book in the Sunday Morning series. Now, I'm a little nervous for it, but I did sign up for it because I liked Sunday Morning, which you can actually see right there. The apple tree was rough for me. It had some hidden trigger warnings that were a bit much, but they've been very moving books. And so I want to read about the last sister in this series. So I did sign up for an arc of that one. Then on the 27th, we'll be getting Rena Kent's Beautiful Venom. And this will be the start of her new hockey series. So this one will be new, not connected to any of the other ones. She is giving us that Kiss the Villain, as we said, that is the spinoff of Legacy of the Gods, and this will be new. And if I remember correctly, let me grab this one. I believe this one will also be MM, if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me down below. But yeah, and she said, this marks a new chapter in the Renaverse, and you don't have to read any other book before you read this. She's starting fresh. And I'm happy for her about that. I know there are couples that people have said they still want, and I myself, not being as deeply in the Renaverse as other people, really Legacy of the Gods and a few others are the ones that I like. I always like when an author can start fresh, because often it can then be very intimidating to start any of their series if you're all like hooked in on what happened before. And, you know, she is always open, or like maybe she's not always open, but there's always the possibility to visit other characters from other series if she gets the desire to later. But I'd rather her start something fresh and feel, you know, if there's any characters she feels she left behind, she can come to them later on, you know? Okay, Change of Heart by Hannah Bailey. I did receive the arc of this one I cannot wait to give this a go. It looks so good. This will be the third book in her cowboy series. And then another cowboy series will be getting started. So Ann Einerson, once she is done wrapping up her small town romance series, she is starting a cowboy romance series. And the first book will be called Wrangled Love. And that's coming the end of May. And then the very last book to talk about, see there's a lot coming up, right, is House of Ferrero by Gabrielle Sands. And I will sneak this to you because I believe by the time my video goes up, she will have announced this. I'm on her content team, and we just got an email this morning with the title of this book. So this will be the first book in the Ferrero series, and this book will be called Be With Me, and it's coming in May. So it says she's the mayor to be's perfect daughter, and he's the ruthless villain sent to ruin her. So this is the youngest Ferrero brother. His name is Romello, and it will be coming in May. So she's going to be announcing this very soon. So I'm just sneaking it out there because it's planned for us. So that is the books that I'm excited about from March, April, and May, or spring, as it were, 2025. Let me know if I missed any that you're excited to. I'm sure I did. I work on that list for 2 weeks before I put out one of these, and there's new books popping up all the time. So that is what I have thus far. Again, I will have links to all of them that have pre-orders. I will have them listed down below so you can support the authors if you want to or if you can. Yeah, I appreciate y'all so much for watching this. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.